What's up, everyone? It's Sebastian with another MMA Ramble. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but today in this video, I wanted to talk about two of the best, I guess you can say, podcast slash MMA videos that you can watch. And yes, they're both hosted by Joe Rogan himself. And one of them is Joe Rogan interviewing their current UFC welterweight champion, Tyron Woodley, and the other one is John Danaher. Now, super short introductions for them. So, obviously, I already said that Tyron Woodley is the current UFC welterweight champion of the world, and John Danaher is, in my opinion, is the innovator of the new style of a control-based leg lock system. Because leg lock systems have been around forever, but they've been frowned upon, they've been looked down upon. But what John Danaher has been able to do is, instead of just getting into a leg position and ripping a submission, he has really emphasized and focused his students on just controlling the position, the leg position first before anything. And he doesn't just specialize in leg locks and leg control. It's just control-based jiu-jitsu overall, because his fighters, especially with the inception of his Danaher Death Squad, that is at least the original members are Gordon Ryan, Eddie Cummings, and Gary Toner. They're well-rounded jiu-jitsu players, at any rate. So I'm going to leave the link at the description box down below, but if you really want to know what the differences between high and I'm talking about extremely high level fighters and coaches to the other fighters, because if you're talking about the UFC or even in jiu-jitsu or combat sports period, you're going to have your upper echelon of fighters already to begin with. Like, for example, we take UFC. You already have the top tier fighters, but even in that division of top tier fighters, you still have a separation of like super cerebral fighters and practitioners of mixed martial arts. And in my opinion, especially after this podcast, Tyron Woodley is one of those fighters. He's a super cerebral fighter that really focuses on strategy and breaking down, and I mean deep analysis of his opponent, of the fight game in general. It really shows you, especially with the interview, it shows you how he thinks about a fight, how he approaches the fight, pre-fight, what all the possibilities and all of the alternatives he has, or all the things that can go wrong and can go right during a fight, and all the things that he needs to improve on. So they're always in a constant state of evolution. So you've heard the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've never really, I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent, but especially in a game of fighting, you have to keep on evolving. That's just the bottom line in order to succeed and in order to stay successful. That's one of the reasons why Anderson Silva stayed so successful, and of course GSP, which ties into the next person I'm going to talk about, John Danaher. John Danaher is one of the foremost jiu-jitsu practitioners, one of the foremost combat sports thinkers of our times, honestly, and it behooves you to check out this podcast. So it's JRE MMA Podcast 10 with Tyron Woodley, and JRE MMA Podcast number 11 with John Danaher. And John Danaher is primarily a coach, and he is a fighter, and he was a mixed martial artist, or he is a mixed martial artist. He was a fighter, and number 10 with Tyron Woodley. So check both of them out, because one is a coach and another one is the actual fighter. And you can tell that there's huge similarities. Their obsession with strategy, their obsession with analytics, their obsession with how to improve things, their obsession with evolution, their obsession with trying to perfect something that everyone else would be content just having, it's just that it's something beautiful to watch, because this is once again what separates even the top tier fighters from something else. They're on a different level. And after listening to both of these interviews, I have a newfound respect for, especially Tyron Woodley, because he's always been not popular fighter, but after listening to the way he looks at fights, you have to understand that you have to change up the way you fight someone according to your opponent, because they pose certain threats in certain arenas or certain aspects of their fight game. So if you guys want, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what else to check out. All right, so once again, I'm going to leave the description down below in the description box. Okay, the links down in the description box below. Okay, all right, let me know what you guys think. There's going to be plenty more videos coming up being uploaded this week, because it's going to be a busy fight week for sure. All right, you guys, see you guys later.